it deals with variables. Now, I have a game here where the nano is trying to avoid the tennis ball, right? And I was thinking, how do I manipulate the tennis ball's speed? Because I felt like I was sort of locked in to have the tennis ball move at this rate, and I thought it might be too easy for some people. So how could I dynamically be changing the speed of the tennis ball? It's actually quite simple. So we see the speed of the tennis ball is linked in this sequence here to this move. So I'll actually zoom in here so you can see this better. The tennis ball is moving 10 steps and rotating 2 degrees. So I could change this value to say 30, and it goes faster. But that might be too difficult for some people. Likewise, I could change it to 1, and it'd go really slowly. So what do I do? Well, what's really cool is we can create a variable. So I'll go ahead and create a variable for speed. So let's make a variable. I'll call it speed. Okay. Cool. So now I have a variable speed, and we see it pops here in the left. Okay, what do we do with this? Well, we think of variables as collecting data, but actually we can use a variable instead of just collecting like a score. We could use this as sort of a mechanism to change the variable dynamically during the game. So what you do, this is the normal readout. So I'll click this, and it shows you a big readout, and then if you click it one more time, you get a slider. Okay. So now the speed, the value of that variable is 0. Okay, so if I were to put in this variable into my move, that 1 would change to 0. So if I start the game, it's not moving. Now I can just manipulate this, okay, and we see that now this speed, the move, is attached to this. So as easy or as hard as the user wants to make the game, they could do that just by manipulating the slider. So it's pretty cool. So also, you can use this for games where you move back and forth. So right now, I move pretty quickly, but say I want to have the user have more control over how fast they move back and forth, like a sensitivity like you'd see in a video game. You could do the same thing. So I have this on my sprite where when the right arrow is pressed, he moves 10 steps, and when the left arrow is moved, he moves negative 10 steps. I could just go ahead and do the same thing here with maybe a sensitivity variable and have the user be dialing this back and forth, so when they move right to left, it would be dictated by that speed that they choose. So it's just giving your user more flexibility in their game. I think it's pretty cool, and I actually learned